After the tour, Frank Worrell retired, and the captaincy was taken over by his young protege, Gary Sobers.
King Cricket, Garfield Sobers is his name. King Cricket, Sobers is his name.
Sobers was the obvious choice, as he had established himself as the greatest all-round cricketer of the era.
He was, if not the best batsman of the time, close to that.
His attempted bouncer is majestically smashed by Sobers to the boundary.
If he was not the best fast bowler of the time, he was close to that. He was certainly one of the best spin bowlers.
The king of the game.
So he made a tremendous difference to whatever team he was playing in. You know, it was obviously a much stronger team.
For cricket and West Indies, long may he reign.
Sobers went on to score over 8,000 runs and take 235 wickets. He also wrote himself into the record books by becoming the first player to hit 6 sixes in an over.
And he's done it!
Of the game.
My goodness, it's gone way down to Swansea.
Sobers was tagged by the English press as the ultimate calypso cricketer. But into the late 1960s, the West Indies began to lose regularly, and Sobers was made the scapegoat.
I think the geniuses make very poor leaders because they are so self-contained that they are not capable, I think, of comprehending the complexities of mere mortals. As long as the team still had with it the great talent of the Frank Worrell team, it was okay for Gary. But once that team began to fall apart, Gary's weaknesses as a leader became very transparent.
Sobers retired with the West Indies in decline. Their commitment to playing entertaining cricket was now interpreted as a lack of discipline and mental toughness.
Let's go, boy. Good luck, Stephen. Aye. Good luck, Morris. Thank you, Leo.
Playing with Sobers on his final tour was a young batsman from Guyana who was now given the task of leading the West Indies.
Magnificent hook shot out of the ground. Superb shot there by Lloyd. The West Indian crowd on their feet.
Clive Lloyd was a powerful stroke player, but he identified calypso cricket as a negative stereotype, and he wanted to bring new levels of physical and mental strength.
The discipline that was needed for West Indies cricket is that I didn't like this calypso tag, calypso cricketer. I never liked that tag at all, and I wanted us to be professional.
In 1976, Lloyd led the West Indies to England. His regime insisted on team unity and togetherness, and he brought in a new generation of players, like fast bowler Michael Holding from Jamaica and batsman Gordon Greenidge from Barbados. And for the first time, 2 cricketers from the small island of Antigua were included, pace bowler Andy Roberts and batsman Vivian Richards.
They were all great players. They started together, and we didn't change our team that much. And anybody that came in had to conform to our professional attitude, whether it be training or whatever we did.
Lloyd also introduced a new system of rooming arrangements.
Always had a bowler with a batter. You never had 2 Barbadians together. You had a Barbadian and a Trinidadian. So they became friends. And
Can you write a commercial that not all West Indians look like that, like malnutrition?
we weren't paid an exorbitant amount of money, but money was not our main thing. We wanted to be successful. We wanted to make the West Indies people proud.
The previous year in Australia, Lloyd's young team had been humiliated 5-1 by a powerful Australian side who gave no quarter to their opponents.
And he's caught us in brilliantly, yes, by Mark. Bowled him. It's all over.
The hammering the Windies had taken confirmed to Lloyd that the West Indies team needed to toughen up. Before the series began, a chance remark by England captain Tony Greig riled Lloyd's players.
And I remember seeing him looking kind of pompous and, making this statement.
You must remember the West Indians, these guys, if they get on top, they're magnificent cricketers. But if they're down, they grovel.
He went on to say, and it's almost as if it was an afterthought, that he didn't want to focus only on himself.
And I intend, with the help of Closey and a few others, to make them grovel.
And I said, okay, let's see who will be doing such grovelling now.
To make them grovel, grovel, grovel.
I probably know more about facing West Indian fast bowlers than most, because having made that silly statement that I was going to make them grovel, they, I think, bowled faster to me than they bowled to anyone else. And they did give it to me. They got stuck in, and of course I was the one who ended up grovelling.
Bowl him! And that's well bowled by Michael Holding.
Gregg's comments politicised the tour for West Indians living in Britain. A generation after the Windrush had arrived, they were in some of the worst housing and the poorest paid jobs, and faced discrimination in their daily lives. They also had to deal with aggressive sus laws used by police to stop and search black youths, and the rise of openly racist far-right groups. Batsman Viv Richards had lived in England while playing for Somerset and experienced racism firsthand. For him, cricket became a way of making a statement of solidarity with his fellow West Indians.
I can remember there was a vacancy for a particular flat, and it was written quite boldly, no Irish or black. All these are reasons to state this statement that if you are so better than I am, you'll be able to cut my ass when it comes to cricket, and you didn't.
Richards arrived for the first test at Trent Bridge, knowing that a good batting performance from him would help boost West Indian self-confidence.
Walking down the road with the pistol in your waist, Johnny ain't too bad.
Viv was good, and Viv knew he was good, and Viv wanted other people to know that he was good. When he walked out to the crease, the swagger that he walked out there with, not that he was boastful, but that he was trying to impose himself on the opposition.
And if he walks to the wicket and he's calm, sometimes I get the impression he deliberately finds something to upset him. Because when he's upset, he's at his most dangerous. And trust me, there are times when I'm at the other end and he's batting down there, and I felt intimidated.
And there's another 4, and it's a great shot.
I have no regret in saying this. I don't think there's anyone on earth who is better than I am. So whatever you saw, the way Viv Richards walked out, that was because I'm proud. It wasn't an arrogance of such. I'm proud. And I just wanted to send that proudness that I'm here to stay, and God has given me this, and I'm going to administer it the best way. The only way you're going to do it is to shoot me dead. I didn't mind that either.
Short, beautifully put away. Well, short, that's it. 200 in a test match on this ground. Following that's in there. It could be a catch this time. Gregg's there, and he's made no mistake. Tosses it high, and Richards is out. A superb exhibition by this brilliant West Indian cricketer, Vivian Richards, and adding his name to the long list of great West Indian cricketers we've seen in this country since the war. Weeks, Worrell, Walcott, Sobers, Lloyd, and now Richards.
Viv did represent something that spoke of black self-esteem, black self-respect, and black pride. He was a very political cricketer.
In the final test at the Oval, Richards scored another imperious double hundred.
And that's it. So Richards going on to a second double century.
And England were decimated by the whispering death, Michael Holding, who took 14 wickets. Again, clean bowling, Tony Gregg. Lloyd's Windies team sealed a 3-0 series victory, and it was now Gregg's turn to grovel.
To give him all credit, when he